Welcome to the Death to the Org Chart podcast with Jeffrey DeMure, your guide to entrepreneurial freedom. Today we'll explore creating positive environments. When you're going through hell, don't stop. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the conversation.
When you're going through hell, keep going. Hello, friends. You know, I talk a lot about how important it is to help structure your life and your business so that you can have the kinds of things that you think are important, that you believe are important to your business, to your personal life, to your family life, to your recreational life. And most of what we talk about here has to do with creating positive environments that you can become part of and giving you permission. That's something that I love to do. I love to let people know that they're empowered to make decisions that will benefit them, that will benefit others, and that they can have a good time doing it. However, life sometimes conspires to create things that are not of our doing that we still have to deal with. And as a leader, you have a responsibility to continue leading, doing the things that you need to do with the people that you need to do it with. But sometimes, like I said, life will put these little roadblocks in our way. And we can either stumble on them or we can use them as a step to try and get to a higher plane in life. That's an overly simplistic way of talking about how to deal with the struggles that we all face in life. And I want to make sure that in our Death to the Org Chart vlogs and podcasts, that we make the other side of the coin something that we talk about as well. If we go through life and we are positive to the point where it's annoying, that's called toxic positivity, where we don't give people the opportunity to truly express themselves when they're having a tough day before we tell them everything will work out fine. That's not the kind of listening that I advocate here as part of the series that we're doing. And then the other extreme is, from an internal standpoint, is that when people ask you, people that are close to us, they can tell when things aren't going well. They know when we're having a tough day, a tough week, a tough month, we're in the midst of something really tough. And the time-honored way to respond is, I'm fine. And fine is an acronym for I'm really frustrated, irritated, neurotic, and emotional. And that emotion and those feelings, they're just waiting for the wrong time to come up. Unless we do what I want to talk about today, which is to take advantage of the cultural and relational infrastructure that you've created in your life so that you can take benefit of doing something that a lot of leaders have trouble doing, and that's asking for help. It's soliciting the people in your life that are close to you, that you trust, that you know care about you, and they care about your business, and they care about your family, and they care about your relationships. Because carrying a burden alone is a recipe for disaster. It leads to things like addictive behavior. It leads to things like broken relationships. It leads to things like broken businesses. So this is not easy stuff to do. This is not easy stuff to deal with. At least it's not for me. And I think you might be the same way. But I want to encourage you that even though you're going through hell, the keep going part isn't in a fake way. It's in a way that acknowledges what you're going through with the right people. And I think it's really important to say that a lot of times our enthusiasm as leaders and entrepreneurs can lead to conversations that we have maybe with the wrong people. Don't have the conversation with the bartender. Have it with your priest, your pastor, your minister, your rabbi. Probably not your bartender, because their stock in trade is information about you. So, not a safe environment. Healthy relationships with the right people. Is that a professional? It could be. But as I've said before on this channel, a counselor, a psychologist, they're really a well-paid friend. They're paid to listen. They're paid not to judge. If you can find that within your world, within the relationships that you have, then I'd encourage you to look at that as well. And it's not an either-or thing. A lot of times, in order to get to a place where we're on another level, where we've ascended through the difficulties that we're experiencing in life, then when we can learn from that, we can grow from that. If we're learning, we're winning, even though it's a tough situation. So those are the things that I think are constituents of emotional intelligence, of the things that will make us better at what we do. I think that it's easy to wonder why, when things are tough, that I'm a good person, I do all the right things, I build good relationships, I'm honest, I have integrity, we're good people. And I believe that most of the people watching this channel, they either are that way or they're moving towards that way, that they have high ethical and moral standards, and that's what they work towards. So why do bad things happen to good people? There is a saying that I like very much, and Dan Sullivan said it first. He said, everybody gets wet on a bad weather day. Doesn't matter if you're a good person or if you're a bad person. If it's raining outside and you go outside, you're going to get wet. The way the Bible says it is, the rain falls on the evil and the just alike. Bad things are going to happen to us. Tough things are going to happen to us. You know, I'm a commercial pilot, and I operate several different airplanes, and I spend a lot of time training. I spend a lot of time growing and learning. And when there's an emergency in an airplane, like the Miracle on the Hudson, if you saw the movie, if you read the transcripts, if you watched the videos, there was a period, and those were highly trained professionals. There was a period of disbelief. It's like, what just happened? What the heck was that, right? Whenever something impactful, something bad, when it happens in our life, the impact that it has on us can be really profound. And if highly trained professionals that deal with emergencies on a regular basis can experience that, well, so can you and I. And what I'm trying to do with myself in my life when these things come up is to give myself the grace to be able to accept the fact that it's a tough situation. This is something that I wholeheartedly believe, that it'll work out. Whatever it is, it will work out. And I can either choose to believe the worst, or I can choose to believe the best outcome. In both cases, neither one has happened yet. But what I have is I have today, and I have my family, and I have my colleagues, I have my friends, I have my business, I have my clients and stakeholders and people that I'm around. And giving them my best under a bad situation, not about fogging it over, it's not about faking it, it's about getting through it. It's about showing up, about being vulnerable with the right people at the right time. What I want to leave you with is it takes a tremendous amount of emotional energy that's really draining to try and lift yourself up alone. That's what I've found. The rugged individualist, that's the hallmark of many leaders and many entrepreneurs, can also be a devastatingly negative characteristic or trait that we have. So, knowing when to say when, having someone that can speak life into your life, that has permission to say, take down the volume, this is disproportionate to what we're trying to do here, right? Someone that can help you deal with that and understand and hold up a mirror to you in the right way. That's a great benefit. That's a great blessing to have people like that in your life. If you don't have people like that in your life, find a faith-based place that you can be part of. Find some people that can support your leadership goals. Become part of a mastermind organization that can help extrapolate those things that they struggle with. This is what I've learned about people, is that it's really not the good times that define us as leaders and as businesses. It's the tough times that define us. And when we go through these really tough times, that's when we really have choices that we have to make. So being a rugged individualist does not show your bravery. It does not show your complete lack of vulnerability. What it shows is that it's just a placeholder for a fall that will come if you don't deal with things in the right way. But when you deal with things in the right way, all of a sudden you've got more things that you can access that are available to you as a leader, as a parent, as a spouse, as a friend, someone that is destined to make a difference in this world. And I believe that's you, and I believe that it's me. But I don't want to ever have us think that this is easy or that it's always fun. But the promise that I'll make to you is that if you apply things in the right way, you'll get through it and you'll be better.
Thank you for joining us for the Death to the Org Chart podcast with Jeffrey DeMure. Be sure to subscribe on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. To get more information about Jeff or to order your copy of the book, Death to the Org Chart, go to dttoc.com. Go create the freedom you were meant for.